Okay, everybody. Today is the day. Today, right now, is the day. We're hoping, anyway. So here we are. My wife, my beautiful wife, is here to get her induction. So, to be clear, let me get next to the window so it's good lighting. We are doing the induction today. My wife is 38 weeks. What did you just do?
I was trying to bring myself forward.
My wife is 38 weeks and 2 days.
No.
1 day.
Like 5 days.
5 days. 38 and 5? Yeah, that makes sense because Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So she's 38 and 5 today.
5 or 38 and 4.
38 and 5.
Sure.
She's 38 and 5 today. And we are getting the induction. So, a little bit of information before the midwife comes in. Essentially, as you guys know, my wife got the IVF procedure, okay? When she got the IVF procedure, some doctors like to do the induction in order to move along some of the process because there are some different maleffects that could happen with the baby growing a little larger in the womb and things like that. There are some studies done that show that women that have had IVF, typically these babies tend to be very large in some cases, and they have to remove the baby essentially to make sure that there are no issues with the mother, the baby, and also making sure that the placenta stays intact and all sorts of stuff. But that's why we're here today. So after getting checked in, we woke up. We were told to be here at 8 a.m. Okay, so keep in mind, we got to be here early. We live in Atlanta, so you know we're an hour away from the city, even though we're only 20 minutes away. So it took us roughly 40-some minutes to get here.
Actually, it didn't take us, because we didn't leave until 7:12.
And what time did we get here?
Like 7:45.
It took us some time because I know there was traffic.
Yeah, there was
So
traffic.
regardless,
Honestly, it would have only taken us 22 minutes without traffic.
22 without traffic. So we're not too far from the city. I mean, we're OTP, but meaning outside the perimeter. Here in Atlanta, you got ITP inside the perimeter. That is where Emory is, and then we're OTP outside. We're in Norcross area, in that area. So we're not that far. 20 minutes. But with traffic, it can increase.
It's going to be about 30 to 45.
It's going to be about 30 to 45. So
we were fortunate enough to get 30.
yeah, luckily we still made it happen, and so now we are here, ready for the induction. So at this point, we haven't talked to any of the midwives, any of the people who are going to be involved in this.
So we can get our game plan.
But we have to talk to them so we know exactly what's going on, what's going to happen, who's going to do what. Are we going to break the water first? Are we going to give her the epidural first? Are we going to give her the balloon? So many things. So we got to figure that out first. But first, I'll give you guys a tour of the room. So before the midwife walks in, she'll walk in from there. That's the door. Hospital room. This is the room that my wife will have the baby. This is it. Our daughter will be born right here in this room. Possibly today or tomorrow. We don't know. But that's where she's going to be laid down and checked and everything. Doctor's stool. Bathroom over here.
Skin to skin first.
Here's the bathroom. My wife, obviously.
This is my humble abode.
Right. Okay, fun part. So this is actually going to be the heartbeat monitor here. Some of the vital signs and stuff that's being monitored. You also have this right here, which I believe is supposed to check for different vital signs, and eventually I think it's supposed to be checking for contractions. And then this right here, this little monitor doodad, is actually our daughter's heartbeat right there. Okay, this is my wife's blood pressure and stuff. So that is everything. Yeah. So as of right now, everything is looking good, looking great. In fact, our daughter is healthy, heart's beating. And so now we wait. So once the midwife comes in, we're going to go ahead and figure out what's going on with that. And we'll let you guys know what's up. All right. Okay, wow. So, a lot has happened in the last few hours. Haven't updated since the morning. It is now, what time is it?
4:47.
It is now 4:47 p.m. I think the last update I gave you guys was 9 or 10 a.m. All right. So in that time period, Ariel has gotten the balloon inside of her. That was the very first thing they did. Okay. The balloon was extremely uncomfortable for her to the point of tears. Okay. So they had to then give her pain medication, but she couldn't take that until after she ate. Okay. After she ate, she then took the pain medication, and she was good, but then she wasn't. So shortly after that, they decided, okay, we're gonna give her something called a cytokine, right? Cytotec.
It's a pill to soften.
Yeah, it's a pill to soften the cervix, not to dilate, but to soften the cervix. So that was what Cytotec was. And the balloon is specifically, they call it a Foley balloon. That is specifically to open up the cervix, okay? So we had two things going on in that moment. That had to have been between 1 p.m. and 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., I think. So then, after the Cytotec wore off and she ingested all of it, they tugged on the Foley balloon and recognized that it was actually pretty loose, which means, by the way, the Foley balloon is designed to get you to 5 centimeters in dilation. So she's very, very close to 5 centimeters, which is halfway.
4, I think.
Right, I'm saying you're close to 5 centimeters. So boom, that happened. Then they said, all right, it's time for the epidural. Because at that point, she was in so much pain, we needed to do it. So, okay, they put the epidural in. I had to leave the room. I couldn't experience that. I will allow her to tell. Sorry, that's Abigail moving. I mean, that's her moving our daughter on the. Dang it, we got to figure this out. It's about time. All right, so now I'm going to have her explain to you what the process was for the epidural. Boom.
So the epidural, they had me get on the bed with my feet hanging off, and they pulled all my bands down or whatever, so they could have my back exposed.
You might speak up a little bit because of the things.
And then they had me hug this pillow, but keep this hand straight so that the IV fluid could come in, because I guess they had to put a whole bag into me. And then the guy did he sanitized it 3 times, and then he put this what is it, a tarp or something over me? I don't know. And then he I guess he put the thing in, and then he did a local anesthetic, and then he did it again, I think, and then he did another local anesthetic, and then they cleaned me up, and it was over. So it was actually not as bad as I thought it would be. But when he was putting something in, because I can't see because it's on my back. So when he was putting something in, it literally sounded like he was tuning a clock on my back. I was like, what are y'all putting gears on me? What am I, a robot now? But I started to, as they were cleaning up, is when I started to realize I couldn't feel the pressure from the contractions anymore. Oh, it was beautiful. But I could still wiggle my toes and stuff. Yeah. So it's a what did she call it? She called it a labor epidural. So I can still move. I'm not allowed to get up or anything.
She is currently connected to a well, I'm sure you can tell what that cord is right there with yellow stuff in it. That's what she's connected to now. So no more using the bathroom. That's a wrap.
Yeah. And, so I'm not allowed to do any of that until
she's grounded. Well, she's
baby born.
So that's pretty much the latest update. Epidural is now in. The Foley balloon is still inserted. This, for those of you who don't know, this is what the epidural apparatus looks like.
Oh, that's my pump.
Yep. And it's going to keep pumping for a while. This right now, what you're seeing, this is our rest stage. This is when we're allowed to rest. This is when we're allowed to calm down. I got my bed set up over there. She has her ice chips. This is us relaxing. I had to go ahead and update because otherwise I would have forgotten. So, I mean, as of right now, this experience has been, oh my God. If I could describe this experience in one word, it is
Painful.
hers is painful. No, that's all right. Be honest, right? Painful. Mine is exhausting. I mean, honestly, like, it's not to say that this isn't a fun experience. It's not to say
fun happens when the baby's born.
Honestly. And it's not to say this is not a fun experience. This is not to say this is not exciting.
No, it's still very exciting. It's very different, very interesting. My body, I'm in my body, doing things that I never thought I could do. So, it's definitely still a really special and exciting and empowering experience, but I think it's definitely, I knew it was going to be painful, but it was still unexpected. It's like, it's going to be painful, but it still surprises you.
Yeah.
So, I think the biggest thing is just focusing on, when the baby is born, because that's what this is all for.
Right. And for me, I really like our nurse. She's really great. I'm going to refer to her as L, right? I don't want to put any info out there. But she's fantastic. And I'm going to tell you why. Because oftentimes, and I'm talking to the men right now, or the supporting partners who are not in the bed giving birth, what tends to happen is you feel like you're sidelined, like you're not actually doing anything, and you feel as though you're kind of not important. And what's important about her is that she actually makes me feel like I am supposed to be here. Like this is a moment for me as well, which I think often gets swept under the rug in media, TV, and movies, where these women give birth and they push the man out the way and yelling at him. Could it happen? Yes. Has it happened? Sure. But what she does, for me anyway, is that she encourages me to help me understand I'm here for a reason. And it's important that I'm here and I'm actually helping the process. Abigail agrees. Dang it. Our daughter agrees. She just moved on a monitor. But it makes me feel good because I feel like, because of her, because of our nurse's encouragement, I feel like I am part of this, which is something I didn't think I would feel, specifically because I'm not carrying our daughter. I'm not actually part of the process directly. So that's fantastic. And the person that is part of this directly is her. And, she thugging it. So.
Yeah, our nurse is great. She's very encouraging for me because another thing I didn't expect was how emotional this whole thing has made me feel. Like, you can be like confident in yourself, but one moment when you like lose all confidence is during labor. Like, I'm like, am I doing this right? Like, if I can't handle this, then what does that mean about me? But one thing that my nurse is really good at is making sure that I understand, like, this is a hard thing and, you're doing it. So she's very encouraging. I love it. Honestly, all of them here are like that because I had another
bad
nurse
thing about anybody, honestly.
Yeah, they've been great, and I've really needed it, and I didn't know how much I needed it until now. So that's probably been one of the best parts of this experience is having that support team, especially because the middle of a pandemic. It's not like I can have my mom here. It's not like I can have a doula or something. I only get one support person. So
that's me.
And it's Honey, and Honey is good. Honey is great. Honey's doing a great job. But he's also not a woman. Women know emotions.
I'm trying.
Yeah, you're doing a great job, babe. Good job, Dr. Honey.
Well, Dr. at this point, we're going to go ahead and rest. I'm going to update you guys in a second. This is not over. I mean, it could be hours. It could be the next day. We don't know. It is March 23rd, 2021. And we will see what happens later. As you can see, there's light outside. The next time I update you, oops, it may not be. So, I love you guys. Stick around. See you in a minute. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, the tea. Our daughter. Let me tell y'all something about this girl. So the nurses came back and assessed my wife. They pulled out the balloon and recognized that my wife is now 5 to 6 centimeters. And it took only a few hours. Mind you, we got in.
Normally they would expect it to be 3.
Normally they expected like 3. My wife said, yeah, right to the stars, guys. I'm talking the process for her was so fast. I don't know what it is about her and medication, but any medication you give her works, right? So basically, they pulled the balloon out, as I told you guys earlier, and the balloon was to open her up. Oh, and it did. So basically, right now, the nurses and doctors are assessing her, looking at her pelvic area, her cervix, and the nurse, midwife, was it midwife? Nurse. The nurse took her hand and checked Ariel. The midwife checked Ariel, and she could feel that so Ariel is about this big, she said, right here, right? So there's my face. That's just about how big Ariel is right now. And the nurse said that she could feel our daughter's head moving around. Now here's no, listen. The nurse touched our daughter's head, and our daughter went back into the uterus. Back into the uterus. If you don't know what stations are, I'm going to explain. Stations are how they tell how far down the birth canal
she was in the pelvis as she was
the child is, okay? Our daughter, was 0 station, okay? It goes from -3 to +3. So -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Our daughter
when you
was
have
0.
a baby, you want to be in the positive numbers.
When you have the baby should be at 3, right? The nurse touched our child's head, and she regressed back to -1. She was like, "Do not touch me. Do not unhand me." That's what she said. Not a big deal, but we do need her head to move closer to the area we need her to be in, which is out. And we need her to actually be centered. Right now, if this is the cervix, she's not centered. She's actually more on the edge of this hole. She needs to be right in the middle. And so that's what they're working on now. So the next step is getting the Pitocin, which is going to start, it will start the contractions to push her out and center her. And then they will pop the water, and then labor will just be exponential from there. Any comments?
Have a baby by midnight.
Yes.
Yeah, the midwife is like, "Let's do this."
Let me see your phone.
My phone?
Put it to the screen. So this is the current time right now.
Can you see it? Maybe I'll make it bigger.
That's the current time.
There you go.
Right now. Current date, current time, okay? So if it's 6:22 now, the goal that the midwife said is to have this baby by midnight. Now, her body has been absorbing this medication so well that they are not concerned one bit that this chick right here is going to end up having this child by the end of the day. Anything could change, but we're hoping for the best.
Yep.
All right.
So excited. And I finally got to rest.
Yeah, finally. Okay, so we'll see y'all in a minute.
That's the tea.
That's the tea. All right, welcome back. The time is now 1:22 a.m. Did you guys see that? 1:22 a.m. All right, so here's the update. My wife is currently going through actual contractions now. When I say actual, I don't mean she wasn't going through them before, but I mean these ones is tough because she's actually really gritting down for those.
Feel them despite the epidural.
Despite the epidural, she can feel them. So that's how you know it's really going down. So just another update. I guess I can show you guys this. The number top left is the baby's heart rate. top right numbers are actually numbers that indicate kind of, it's like a numerical indication of how high her contractions are getting. Right there, here is the blood pressure, and her pulse is 101. Her pulse is going up because her contractions are going up. And this right here is the chart for her contractions. That's what it looks like. So the up and down, I'm sure you can use some adult knowledge and figure out how that works. So one of the biggest updates, the biggest update really, they broke her water. Yes, that's right. Her water has officially been broken. Now let me tell you something about this girl water though. So you guys know in the movies and TV shows how someone's water breaks and it's just like a little trickle, right? A little trickle. Not this one. Not this one. When they broke her water, it was as if a jug, a full gallon jug, was just poured onto the bed. That's what it looked like. And it just kept going.
I had a lot of fluid.
And it was so much to the point where one of the nurses honestly was baffled. She didn't know what to do, and the midwife had to kind of collect her and was like, okay, we got to do this. We got to get the towels. It was so much that I know if her water would have broken like that at home, our entire deposit would have been wiped. In fact, I think we would have owed money because of the damage that would have been caused to the carpet. It was that much. But other than that, they got the Pitocin running. She's at 14 milliunits per minute right now. 20 is the max, so they're working through that. We don't know her cervical dilation is right now. We'll learn that around 2 a.m., 2:30. And other than that, she's just pushing, man. She's trucking along. It's dead. It's dark outside. I'm awake. I really can't sleep, honestly. And we're just praying that she can get some rest. She's doing her best right now. So, all right. I don't know what the next update gonna be, but hopefully it's whatever it is, it'll be good. See you guys in a minute. Okay, welcome back. The last update I made, my wife was still in labor. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you our daughter. There she is. Oh, she's born, guys. There she is, looking all pretty. She's going to sleep now. She's tired. She's been fed. She was eating for like 40 minutes straight. Oh man, this is crazy. You know, me and my wife were talking about how, well, first of all, how all of you have been supporting us through this entire journey. That was important to us. The most important thing really is just getting to be in the place that we prayed to be in. And now to be in a position to see the prayers manifested physically, our daughter, it's still crazy to believe. But it's happening. It's here. She's here. My wife is doing well. There she is. Mama. Is Mama. And yeah. And she's been healing. So just to give you guys some context, she went into labor shortly after I made the last clip. And well, she was in labor, sorry, but she went pushing. She started pushing. All right. Made it to 10 centimeters. She started pushing. And we are going to make an in-depth video of the entire process. We have to, right? Because I know there are people out there who want to know how this stuff works, what's involved. There's still millions and millions and millions, probably billions of people who still haven't had kids. It is important information. This stuff that I wish we would have known before we did it, But to give you guys a piece of context, she went into labor. She started pushing. A lot of things were going on. A lot of stuff. Our daughter finally arrived. Right, glorious moment. I boohoo cried. I don't know about my wife. I couldn't see nobody past my hazy, watery eyes. But that lady right there, that's the champ, bro. She made it happen. So anyway, we that was yesterday. So we got to transfer rooms from labor delivery to recovery. That's where this room is. This is the recovery room. So here's a little tour of the recovery room. This is what it looks like. That's my bed. That's my living area. From this chair to that chair, it's my living area. Well, I mean, yeah, the view's kind of rainy and wet, so we'll probably do an update, one more update before we actually leave the hospital tomorrow, which is Friday, the 26th, hopefully.
Well, they're trying to kick me out, but I'm not trying to leave without letting you.
Right, well, yeah, right. And so, once again, we'll go through all the details later, but I'm actually going to go ahead and show you guys a clip of her pushing. That I took illegally, and I told my wife I would take, and she didn't believe me, and she was like, I can't believe you got this clip. But anyway, enjoy. Here's my wife pushing. All right, that was enjoyable, right? Now here is the part that I didn't think I would be able to get personally, because it was such an intimate moment. It was so quick the way it happened, and my phone was in my hand. But literally, I got a video of our daughter being pulled. I'm gonna blank out all the gritty details, but here it is. All right, so that's it. Us three, we the HESTER fam. Y'all see us? Hey. So really exciting. We appreciate the help, the love, the support. Thank you all so much. And we will update you guys when we get home, when we get comfortable, when we get in our environment, when we get in our element. We'll talk to you guys then. Love you.
To my baby, my love, my daughter, Abigail, you truly are our answered prayer and our dream come true. Your name means my Father's joy, and that is truly what you are. The joy of your father, your mother, and everybody around you.